Hey guys, happy Halloween. This is my last Halloween video for the week, and it's a long playing review for Ghost Hunters on the Amstrad CPC, released 1986, so quite an early one. It's also from the Oliver twins. Of course, they were famous for the Dizzy game series and other things. We'll look at the Oliver twins in detail a little bit later. But anyway, let's get this started up. Nice little loading screen. And here's the title screen. Some eerie sounding music. A nice little animated skulls and spiders there. And a high score table. Well, the story behind this game is, at least on the back of the box. Right, the name is Hunk Studbuckles. I kid you not. Hunk Studbuckles' brother is trapped in Nightmare Mansion. He must destroy the spirits of evil if they are to meet this side of hell. Does he fail or succeed? His fate is up to you. We'll read more of the manual in a second. First, we're going to redefine our keys, which is a bit of a pain in the arse in this one, because if you hold down the key for just a millisecond too long, it screws up and we have to do it all again. There we go. Very lightly pressing the keys there. It didn't seem to work with the joystick, so I had to redo it in this emulation. There we go. As you can see there, you can have one or two players, and we'll come on to that in a second. Hey, some sample speech there. Ghost Hunters! Very similar to Ghostbusters. If anyone remembers the Ghostbusters game, released a couple of years previous. Ghost Hunters! Here we are again. That had some sample speech going, Ghostbusters! And it sounded bloody awful. But the Oliver twins have done a good job there. They've liked to put sample speech in their game. Yeah, and don't shoot yourself either. I'll come on to the gameplay mechanics in a second. Yeah, they often put a lot of sample speech in their games, and often lots of nice little touches. As you can see, there's an awful lot going on, like around the outside of the game area. Again, I'll describe that in more detail in a second. So yeah, the story behind the game is, let's tell you the plot from the manual. Professor Twilight, who owns Nightmare Mansion, offered a substantial reward for anyone who can rid his mansion of many ghouls, ghosts and zombies which inhabit it. Your twin brother Chuck Studbuckle took up the challenge 3 days ago and hasn't been seen since. It is your duty to go into this house of horrors and rescue him if he is still alive, or die horribly in the process. You enter through the front door, proceed from room to room to find Chuck. Many evil creatures will appear, causing your terror to increase. This is shown on the terrorometer. We can see that on the left hand side there. A reading on this meter causes your vital macho energy, that's the bar at the bottom there of course, to decrease. So it's important to destroy these creatures quickly or leave the room. To replenish lost energy, you can drink the bubbling cold drinks, a magic potion, which you may find from time to time. We've already had a couple of them. That's when we get that Ghost Hunters sound effect. Lastly, there are many lifts in the mansion which you will need to use to explore the rooms. These first must be activated by finding the flashing objects that disguise the switches, such as the goblet and script, which may be nowhere near the list which they operate. And that's it. That's the instructions. And that should give you a brief small gist of what the game is. As you can see, we're controlling the character there, left, right, up to jump, down to duck. But if you hold down the fire button, you shoot wherever the crosshairs are. And whilst holding down the fire button, obviously you can move the crosshairs at the same time, and you've got to shoot any sort of moving object on the screen. Some things can't be shot. But if anything does pop up, like a Dracula there or the zombie there, get rid of them quickly, because whilst they're on the screen, they drain your macho energy, and the higher the terrorometer on the left there, the faster your energy will drain. Sometimes it's hard to spot, like that hand there. You need to get rid of. Hey! Kind of a bubbling cauldron there, increase your energy. I think I wasted a few there. I really should have saved perhaps a few more. So it might be worth you well saving it. Now there's a very specific route you have to take really, because some objects activate a sort of a hidden lift, or all the way over on the other side of the mansion. So there's an awful lot of exploring to do, and your energy can drain away very, very quickly. And if there's no more sort of these bubbling cauldron bucket things left, that's it, it'll be game over. As soon as your energy's gone, it's game over. There's no lives, no continues. So it really pays for you to like make a map and draw a route on the map as well. If you go on the CPC Power website, guys, someone, I think his name's called Cullen, has very, very kindly mapped the entire mansion. And what I did to do this long play is sort of make a route on the map. Yeah, shoot the emerging demons. Yeah, it's pretty obvious now. And I think I must have done about 3 different versions of the map and route, because you're zigzagging back and across quite a bit. So I've got 3 different sort of maps actually in front of me. I have to be honest with you, someone's already done a long play for the Spectrum version, which is pretty much near identical to the Amstrad version, just, you know, lacking colours. And I think better, and it has poorer sound effects. And I think the Amstrad version is actually much better presented, actually, with the pterometer there. Yeah, someone's done a long play of the Spectrum version. I think you can find it on the RZ Archive YouTube channel. And I watched what he did, and his route's pretty much spot on, I think. So I've pretty much followed his route as well. I mean, why waste time trying to duplicate what someone's already done? But well, here's the Amstrad version. And plus, I wanted to get this done quickly. I've done this in a couple of nights because it's well, it was Halloween when I started this. It's now the 1st of November. So this is my last Halloween video for the week, guys. Probably no more horror games for a while. Notice the ghost jiggling away in the top left corner there. Nice little touches. That's what I like about the Oliver twins. I often put nice little touches in their games, from the sample speech, a little sort of animations there. I like how they've done the pterometer as well. People often think that, like, well, they're only good for the Dizzy games, and they're really, really simple games, but you can tell they're really, really talented programmers, and have done lots and lots of fantastic games. Let's not forget they also did Ghostbusters 2 on the Amstrad, which is one of the highest rated games generally, and also in Amstrad Action magazine. In fact, got a whopping 94%. That's a brilliant game. Of course, there's a couple of long plays of that in my channel actually. But I obviously did a lot of budget games for Codemasters. What have they done? Grand Prix Simulator, Quick Snacks, Super Robin Hood. That's one I might look at soon actually. 3D Starfighter, that was good for a blast. Advanced Pinball Simulator. Fast Food Dizzy, of course. Fruit Machine Simulator, well, less said about that the better. Jet Bike Simulator. Operation Gunship, that was pretty good. Professional BMX Simulator, Professional Ski Simulator. Lots of professional and simulated named games. But obviously they've gone on to a very fantastic career. Post Codemasters, they opened up their own studio, which later became known as Blitz Games. But some very, very sad news. As of, I think, last month, Blitz Studios, which is what the Oliver twins run, sadly closed its doors. And that's another sort of British programming house and publishing house gone in the games industry. Very, very sad. And it's nice to see that a lot of the ex-programmers are writing on forums about how much they love their time at Blitz Games. And I'm sure it's very, very likely that the Oliver twins will start up a new company and probably re-employ a lot of those programmers out of jobs. Very sad. But I'm sure we've not seen the last of the Oliver twins. Although, to be honest with you, I've no idea what games they've done in the last 10 years. Perhaps not too many high-profile games. But then again, I don't play that many new next-generation games anyway. Nice pumpkin there, suitable for Halloween. Now, to be honest with you, I can't tell you which objects open which lifts. I made the map from the Spectrum Longplay. Follow my route. If you need a map, go to the CPC Power website. If you want the route through the game, you can always email me and I can send you my JPEGs I made of the routes. But I think certainly the chalice or goblet and the script start a couple of lifts. Mummy coming out of the coffin there. Lots of nice variation in the monsters. We've got walking skeletons, we've got Dracula, we've got hands coming out of the ground, mummies, skulls, pumpkins, spiders, all the usual cliches, but very well done, and actually very well animated as well. Not the greatest animation in the world, but I think it's done very, very nicely. Certainly, everything moves very smoothly, and I do love the shooting mechanic of this with the crosshairs. That works really, really well. I think they've got that down to a T. Just the pace and the inertia on it as well. The further you move across the screen, the faster it accelerates, and it sort of bounces off the screen if you hit the edge of it as well. Yeah, watch that in action next. Obviously, sometimes it might be just quicker to run off the screen. And if you miss a lift, you're going to have to wait for a while. If you go off the screen and come back on, it always starts in the same position, so you can reset by just moving off the screen and coming back on it. Oops. This room's quite tricky, there's a lot of things in your way there. Watch out for that spider, because he does like a double fall. Oh, just jumped right on Dracula. And this room's a bit annoying as well, because it's really difficult to jump over that skull. You've got to get it just right, and we've got to wait for that lift to come. And there always seems to be lots and lots of demons and monsters spawning in this room. We're low on energy, but we're going to leave that one because we're going to have to come back this way. Oh, Dracula's opened his cape there. And there's one right above us there, so that would have been a waste of the other one. Check for that ghost shooting at you. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing. When the platform there gets to the top of its height, you can jump up on there. It's not very clear that you could do that. There we go, we're pretty much in the centre of the house there now. But yeah, as I said, guys, I do love the shooting mechanic. It's an excellent, idea actually. I can't think of many other games that use that in this way. But what's absolutely brilliant about this is probably the best thing about this game is you can have two players working cooperatively. So basically one person controls the character and the other one controls the gun sight and shooting. and I think you could both use joysticks as well. And this would have been that's brilliant. I wish I'd known about this game all these years ago, because this would have been brilliant to play with a friend or you know, a brother or something like that. And I would have thought if I had a friend round and I had this game, we would have spent hours on this, especially for a budget release you pay $2.99 for. This is top stuff. There's not many games on the Amstrad or 8-bit systems that I know that you can sort of play cooperatively. I think that's brilliant that the Oliver twins implemented that. Oh, I hate this room with those moving platforms, disappearing platforms. They're a pain in the arse. We'll have to go back through that room about 2 or 3 more times as well. I've done it there, but it takes, my god, it took some practice getting that right. Yeah. Well, what else to mention? Spectrum version plays very, very similar to the Amstrad. It is practically identical, but it's monochrome, or at least you can change the colours actually on the Spectrum version. Now have it red and black, blue and black, white and black. It plays very, very similar. But I think the Amstrad version just has the edge, with just the nice presentation and colours available. Things are a lot clearer. It was also released with the Commodore 64. I've only seen screenshots of the game, I've not seen it in action. The Commodore 64 version is actually a lot more colourful, but it seems to have just used random colours in unusual places and just looks a bit messy. But the screen layout is very similar to the Amstrad, with the thermometer on the left there, and the Macho Energy bar at the bottom. But the Commodore version wasn't coded by the Oliver twins, it was some other programmers. I think it rated very poorly at the time. You can see Commodore Force gave it 49%, Zap gave it 35%, oh dear. I don't know what did Amstrad Action rate this game? I'll see if I can find out. Ghost Hunters, Amstrad Action gave it a rather disappointing 68%. Although computing with the Amstrad gave it a whopping 86%. Interesting. There we go. Nice sound effects as well, like the coffin door opening. Good shooting noises. Perhaps could do with a little bit more. Or maybe a creepy tune playing. But I think it works fine without the music actually. Adding music might have just detracted from the atmosphere a little bit. But this is a real quality release. You know what? This for 1986, this is almost full price quality, and that says a lot. You have to remember this is still quite the early days of programming as well. Remember, the Amstrad only came out in 1984, and the quality of games in 84 and 85 were pretty appalling, really. But this is good stuff. So do remember, this is one of the earliest Codemasters games. You know, there's not many Codemasters games better than this, really. There's the Chalice and Goblet. I forget which door or lift it opens, but grab it anyway. I do like games of walking skeletons. I'm a big fan of like Ray Harryhausen movies, like Jason the Argonauts. So anything with like walking around skeletons always grabs my attention. And often it pays just to take your time in this game. Oh, right, that room we just saw there, that's like the final room where your brother's held captive. And the final item to collect. Uh-oh, still from Dracula. I wanted to get that energy. Just be mindful of getting stuck somewhere if you're waiting for a platform or lift to move down like so. Not sure what that is we're walking on. Is it a river of blood? It doesn't move you left or right though, it just makes you bob up and down. But yeah, often pays to take your time in this game. Think and look what's appearing on the screen and be prepared to shoot it. But you don't want to hang around too long. Even when things appear, within a couple of seconds, it's draining your energy. So if you just stay in one screen for all the time, shooting away like mad, you will lose all your energy eventually. And remember, you can move off the screen to reset a lift, like I just did there, so I could just quickly jump down. Save me a bit of time and energy. Yes, I know, find more potions or more macho energy. Yeah, duh, we're like more than halfway through the game now. Now, there shouldn't be too much more to do actually. About 10 minutes worth of gameplay left, I think. Take your time in this room, plan it out. I don't walk into Dracula either. I got panicked there because of the drop on my head. That took a lot of energy off, so that was a bit stupid. Can't shoot that skull. Yeah, duh, you've told us, we know. Yeah, this room's a nightmare. We've got about 3 different things attacking us, along with the skull you can't shoot. I like the trail of bullets, bullet holes that your gun leaves behind. It's not obviously a gun that shoots bullets, it's some ghost destroying, I don't know, like a proton pack in Ghostbusters I suppose. No idea what it's actually shooting. Oh, there's the manual tell you. Yeah, I think that last item we collected from the top left, I think the goblet, I think that's what turned on that lift moving up and down there that allowed us to collect that other object. The axe or wherever it was. You know, getting very low on energy now. This room can be a real pain in the arse because you need to stand on this platform here and time it just right across there. And on that little platform is often where a little ghost hand appears. Thankfully we left that energy there to be picked up because I knew I'd have to come all the way back there and be running out of cauldron energy buckets. So this is really needed. This room is also awkward, as I mentioned earlier. Those platforms at the bottom there, they're a real pain in the arse. You need to jump, move off as they're coming out. So there, and then jump, It's literally split second timing on that room. It took an awful lot of practice to get that right. And get it right every time. Whew. Yeah, we're not far from the end here. Didn't notice that hand I have now. Oh, there's that knife there. I'm not sure if that's needed or not, actually, thinking about it. Actually, yes, it is. We'll have to. We will be going back for that knife. It's just a shame that the objects are not sort of logical, as in what they switch on. It would be nice to have some sort of clue linking them. So there is a lot of trial and error. As much as I enjoyed this game, I did have a bit of help with the map and someone else's Longplay. I think if I was playing this blindly, it would have driven me crazy working out which item does what. Maybe I wouldn't have had the patience for it. So I do have to bear that in mind and possibly mark it down for that. I mean, it does add to the longevity of the game. But have they just made it a little bit too... Yeah, that's what I needed to get. There you go. Have they just made it a little bit too... I don't know... hard and boring? Will you have the patience to keep exploring? Like I said, I think your energy don't half drain quickly sometimes. But if you have the patience for it, well, fair play to you. But it is a decent budget game. Plenty of people have probably loved it enough because there's quite a few maps out there on the internet, and Longplay the Spectrum version already. And someone's taken the time and effort to do that, along with me now. But yeah, I guess I'll. Yeah, I suppose I better sum up a bit of a review really then. I think I'm going to give this game as a score 7.5 out of 10. I think that's a reasonable score. I think you very nearly got an 8 out of 10 until I thought to myself just a second ago, well, if you didn't have a map and you didn't sort of have a rough idea where you're going, it might get very boring and frustrating quickly. God, I hate this room. Bloody hell, the monsters just keep coming and coming. So yeah, this can be quite annoying, frustrating. It's like, Jesus, give us a break. So that's probably why it misses out on an 8 out of 10. But this is a fantastic budget game. But it's excellently done. Controls are nice and responsive. There's no frustration for, like, if you fuck up like a jump or you know, mistime something, it won't be through cursing the game's kind of lack of response to your controls or whatever. Oh, I messed up there. I'd already picked up the item. There's no need for me to go down there. Never mind. I got stuck there waiting for the lift. But yeah, it's your own fault if you screw up. It plays really fluidly, and the jumping mechanics are good. Does what you need to when you need to. Need it to. Don't shoot yourself. Yes, we know. I'm going to leave our bubbling cauldron there because we'll need it on the way out because we have to escape in a minute. Yeah, so nice animation on the sprites as well. Everything moved very fluidly. Nice graphics. A little bit simple, but they've done really, really well. We're coming to the final room here. And great sound effects, nice title screen and music, and just lots of lovely little touches like the terrometer there, the ghost hunter sign in the top left that illuminates with an animated ghost, and when you collect the buckets and sampled speech. We'll see that again in action in a second. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Right, we're coming up to the final room. We're going to avoid these spikes. You can see your brother there, that's captured in between the two knights there and the bottom half of the screen. Just going to utch our way through there carefully. Note the bucket there, the cauldron, sorry, for energy replenish, because oh by God we'll need it. Now escape! And there goes your brother running off. And for some reason your energy just drains constantly here, so just run and jump out as quick as you can. Mind the drip straight ahead of you. Get out of here. I'm going to pick up that bucket and basically got to run to the bottom of the house, the bottom centre of the house. Running out of energy. Thankfully we've left a few buckets, sorry, cauldrons. And we're going back to where we started in the game. You'll see an exit flash in there. So right at the bottom, very centre of the house. There we go. That should give us plenty of energy to escape. There, you just need to keep running. And there we go, guys. Great little game. Well done, the Oliver twins, and I hope they come back with a new gaming studio and carry on their brilliant work. And I hope at some point they resurrect the Dizzy series properly. They did try a Kickstarter project to raise money for a Dizzy game, but sadly it really spectacularly failed. I was really surprised by that. I think they've learned from their mistake there. I think there is enough call out there for a decent Dizzy game. You know, definitely something you could play on a smartphone, on Android and iOS and stuff. I'd probably even play it on my PC if it was good enough. I'd have to get it spot on though. I've seen a few fan remakes and they just weren't very good. There we go. So yeah, hope you've had a good Halloween. After sort of after disappearing for a few months, I'm back and I've had quite a few videos up this week already to try and make up for my well, lack of presence really. I'll try and get around to everyone's emails you sent me at some point soon as well, and I'll try and get at least maybe one new video up a month, if not more. Can't promise. Well, Christmas and December's coming up, so that'll be a busy time for me. But there we go, here's the exit. One more zombie to shoot. You found the exits. And there we go, the ending screen. You have escaped from Nightmare Mansion and freed Buster. The exterminators will now destroy the demons forever. Look out for more great games from Philip and Andrew Oliver. So there you go. Well, actually in the manual your brother's called Chuck, not Buster. Oh well. There we go, enter your name in the high score table, and that's me done. So thanks for watching guys, 7.5 out of 10, happy Halloween, and I'll see you all soon. Right, cheers, bye.